Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today, April 12th, 2022. The man they call Meathead. It's Tuesday. It's Linda K. Linda, good morning. How you feeling?
I'm feeling mighty swell. I mean,
Mighty swell. Nice.
yes, we had a warm spring day in Milwaukee, huh?
Across Wisconsin. I mean, the sun
Hmm.
was shining. There was no more snow left over from the last couple days. I smelled spring in the air. I smelled it. Either that or some flower farted. I don't know what it is, but
Oh,
it smelled like spring in the air.
well, I know I won't be talking to you via this show later in the week, but just 2 days till opening day too,
Oh
baby.
yeah. You
Speaking
know,
of
I
the smell of spring, you know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Smells, I should say.
Yeah. You know what I got working before we left for Dallas was the not to kind of pull the curtain too far back, but I always felt I needed a cable box and a TV to monitor picture quality at my desk. I got my cable box and TV to monitor picture quality at my desk, so I will be able to see opening day live at the
There you
desk.
go.
So hopefully no other, coworkers actually hear that, but that's what it's there for. I'm just monitoring picture quality, making sure it works for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of what works for everybody else is really the apparel that you and I wear, that our friends wear, and that a lot of you people wear as well. Linda, who's that?
That would be collar and elbow. Speaking of opening day around upon the horizon, at least in Milwaukee. I know opening day happened at other stadiums
Yeah.
this past weekend, but in Milwaukee, at least, I do expect to see some collar and elbow t-shirts amongst the Brewers t-shirts, amongst the masses, if you will.
Of course.
So if you want to stand out from the masses in your collar and elbow t-shirt at opening day in Milwaukee, make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com and use promo code LindaK, that's LINDAKAY, to save 10% off your order. And Meathead, that just does not have to be in Milwaukee. It's in your said city as well.
That's right. You know what else stands out too is Chris Jericho in AEW and his body transformation that he's pretty much gone through. He said he had a health scare in Europe, but Jericho said, "All right, let's try to lose 10 pounds," and he had lost 10 pounds in a week, so he kept on going. Chris Jericho, be it a wrestler or a sports entertainer, be it a face or a heel, be it a wrestler or a front man
Rock star.
band, yeah, for the band Fozzy, he's looking great.
Yes, he is looking tremendous. I mean, we've seen that transformation on TV every week. And yeah, I mean, it looks like he's just still keeping it going, looking better and better, and just always improving and always reinventing himself.
Yeah,
Tremendous.
and physically as well, reinvented himself. As I just got done telling you before we came on the air, that I had a food coma because I ate too much. But that just means I got to work a little bit harder to get it off again. All right, let's talk about it's kind of a story that I mentioned in our little group chat that we have between you, myself, and Matthew. Which WWE superstar who just recently debuted last week has already got his life story in a Disney movie?
Am I expected to answer because you
You
told me
can
the answer
answer.
earlier?
That's okay. Go ahead
That
and
would
answer.
that would be Veer Mahan.
Wow, Veer Mahan. Folks, for those that don't know, in 2008, he won a reality television show called The $1 Million Arm. He was the first Indian to play professional baseball and spent several seasons in the minor leagues, including single A level for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is the subject of the movie $1 Million Arm. So Veer, when they sent Veer, actually is the same guy that was based that movie was based on, that $1 Million Arm from Disney, about the first Indian born player to play professional baseball. Did you know that? I mean, that blew me away when I found that.
No, I did not know as well when you put that through. I was like, what? I
Right.
I had no idea. They say Veer is coming. He came from
Well, he came from Major
Major
League
League
Baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. He made the World All-Star team for the 2011 Australian Baseball League All-Star Game. In 2012, he pitched a career-high 39 games for the Power, including 72 innings, earning a 3-1 record, striking out 65 batters. He struggled with a lot of injuries and missed the entire 2013 season. 2014, he was invited to spring training by the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he also had Tommy John surgery in 2014. He signed with WWE in 2018. So in 2018 on May 31st, he made his in-ring debut at NXT, losing Cassius Ohno. By the way, Linda, did you see Cassius Ohno at Shenanigans? I don't know if we mentioned he was one of the many talents. I saw Chris Hero in the building.
There were a lot of stars in the house, so not sure if I said hello or not, but maybe I did.
Maybe I did too. I don't know what happened anymore. There was so much stuff going on. I know I saw most of the people as they came by our little ticketing booth area, but other than that, because the MOT, the Matthew of Ticket Security, was also working the booth as well as Claire.
Right. But as the night progressed, as it got later, that's when more shenanigans ensued as expected.
As expected. All right. Speaking of Raw last night, which we're about to get into, there was a talent that was said to have been kept off Raw due to quote unquote protocol. That's all they'll say. Remember, WWE has always been kind of funny about saying if people are, COVID positive or if they're, hemorrhoids positive. I don't know what positive it is, but Rhea Ripley kept off of Raw last night to being in protocol. Remember, they were supposed to have a tag team title match. Her and Liv were supposed to be taking on the team of Sasha and Naomi, but Rhea Ripley kept off of Raw due to being in protocol.
That is interesting since on SmackDown, we did have Liv face Sasha without Rhea there, and I know that tag match was to take place last night on Raw, so I didn't really think too much into that. But I would.
She didn't get the coronavirus from Milwaukee, did she?
No, I don't believe so. But now that I think about it, she probably would have assisted, or not assisted, excuse me, accompanied Liv to the ring for that match, and she was not there. And now.
Well, that match wouldn't have happened last night. Yeah, it would have been a tag team title match.
Right. And they were still advertising it as the match taking place Monday or last night. So, Yeah. Well, I do hope that we do get that tag match soon just because, we had a victory, last night by Naomi, and we want Liv to overcome her loss from the week prior. So let's hopefully get this match soon and settle the score.
Yeah. Raw last night, let's get into it right away. Miz TV opens up with the Miz. And have you heard it? Have you focused on it? What they say at the beginning of Cody Rhodes' music? It's been 3 years and I finally can hear what they're saying now. Can you hear it?
There's more than one royal family.
Yeah, I barely ever heard it, ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can finally hear it. It's clear. I don't know if it was an AEW problem or I just wasn't focused enough, but the Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the guest on Miz TV. And, it was a pretty unique segment. I don't know if you picked up on these two things, and Miz quick to correct him on the microphone. Cody Rhodes said, I'm going to get the belt. And Miz said, no. Belt holds up your pants. We fight for titles. That's a Vince McMahon thing. And secondly, wrestler, and he goes, superstar. That's a WWE thing. Did you catch those? Those caught me off guard.
I did. I did. I didn't know if that was part of what they were supposed to say, or if Miz just really chimed in and corrected him, saying, "Hey, you're on another brand now, another show, another program, another company. This is what we call certain things here."
Right. I think Cody's too much of a professional to let those two both slip, but they were just unique, is what they were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that just played well into everything, considering this was going to be Cody's first match on Raw in 6 years. And might I just say, what a reception once again for Cody on WWE. And I will say, I felt that joy coming from him as well. Just
what about the pain, like sunshine and rain?
Yes. But I mean, I said to you, I was like, my worry is I don't want the crowd to start booing and hating on him right now, just because that's what was done at AEW before his departure. Right now, the cheering, I'm enjoying all the signs, and just hearing him doing his thing on the mic in this segment, it's just done in a whole nother way, a whole nother manner that I'm enjoying a lot more than I had. And I think, maybe part of it is because in AEW, no matter what he said, everybody booed. I'm like, this guy's pouring his heart out, and he's not getting that respect back. And I get it was what they were doing. But
yeah, I was going to say, he
different.
put his body and his skin on the line. When
Yeah.
he debuted against Cody Rhodes, the second that he came out there and took off his ring jacket, I'm like, I can still see the scars from the flaming table. I don't know if
Yeah.
you looked, I could see it. I mean, they're not scars anymore, but his skin was pink in spots, and that's from flying through a flaming table for the fans in AEW.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that insane again. I think we all kind of spoke like, hey, you don't have to do this, Cody. Like, but
Right.
hey, it's something he wants to do, something he wants to show, something he wants to prove. Yeah, then his decision, so be it. Do your own thing. But I will say I'm really enjoying this side of Cody on WWE and just the presentation we're getting
I think
of
so.
him.
They're making him look like a star. This guy's got mega pyro. He got over on the Miz. This was to set up a Miz Cody Rhodes match, which was announced to us that it'll be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. So top of the hour, you're going to get this match. They were doing that for a while. Remember with Bobby and the Miz? Hey, at the top of the hour, we're going to have Miz will have to defend against Bobby.
Oh, that's right.
15 minutes. Well, they actually did it again last night. We come back from commercial and we open up with Dominic Mysterio and the aforementioned Veer Mahan, who again had his life already in a movie from Disney. I got taken a little bit out of the character of Veer last night. Again, I'm not in professional wrestling. I don't work, but I thought guys are supposed to wear paint, not tape or stickers on their forehead.
That wasn't paint?
Look at his head. That's a sticker or tape.
I guess I gotta look back again.
It took me right out of it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not paint. Oh, that's like a little template. Oh, come on. Yeah, it bothered me a little bit. So look at it again, folks. Veer Mahan, that's not paint. He's wearing like sticker across his forehead.
I guess what I noticed a lot about that segment is that Bell ambulance.
Hey,
getting
he got taken for a ride. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there everywhere.
Yeah. Now Bella is a huge, conglomerate across the country. So Bella Ambulance, all across the country. Dominic Mysterio possibly written off of TV because they attacked him so hard that Dominic was taken off, and Veer just, he is going to put the fear in the heart of every man, including Dominic. Your thoughts on Dominic getting destroyed by Veer?
I guess, was it explained why Ray wasn't there?
Maybe he's in protocol. I don't know.
Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's continuation from the week prior, but I guess this is just steering Veer into the direction of Rey Mysterio.
There you go. All right, AJ Styles and Damian Priest. Again, I love the entrance of Damian Priest because, you had that the Damian side and the Priest side, or the Demon side and the Priest side, whatever you want to call it. It was a no contest match, but Damian Priest, the key that you get away with is he gets the edge entrance / close, and they zoom in on his eyes. Did you see his eyes lit up?
Yes.
Very cool.
Spooky. I loved it.
It was actually very cool. I really kind of dig this. We had talked a little bit about the possibility of Rhea Ripley joining this little group here. I wonder if that's just put off for a week. Maybe they lose next week against Sasha and Naomi. And does Rhea Ripley maybe find her way to Edge and Damian Priest?
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. It was already hinted that maybe a little dissension with her and Liv. She wasn't happy with how the match went last week. She forgave her, once they found out, or when finding out that they would get that tag match that was supposed to be last night. But yeah, I can see that happening, and perhaps a calling for Rhea Ripley to the dark side.
Nice. When they came back from commercial and had AJ do the interview and back, AJ's face was pretty cut up. I don't know if those were all legitimate, but it really helped sell what Damian Priest did to him.
They did show during the match that his, I think it happened during the break, but his head hit the second turnbuckle really hard. And then it looks like he did have some lacerations. And yeah, it looked like that happened during the match. And we'll see if he's scabbed up the next couple of days. But as you said, it definitely helped add some.
It sells the Damian stuff. Right?
That too.
Yeah, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking on The Miz, and this is one of those top of the hour type matches. Goes through commercial break. The winner with the Crossroads after a Cody cutter is Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins came out at the beginning of the match and kind of stayed at ringside. Seth Rollins said, you know what? The same thing Miz said. You surprised me at WrestleMania. I didn't have a chance to prepare for you. I'd like a rematch. I'm pretty sure this is happening at Backlash.
Sure seems that way. We saw Cody accept right off the bat.
Yep.
We had, I don't know if it was King or one of the guys in commentary saying, looks like Cody fell into Seth's trap, perhaps. Yep. But if this rematch is going to happen, definitely makes sense it would take place at Backlash.
You know what? And King out there, by the way, he mentioned it right off the bat due to Corey and Carmella, excuse me, Carmella having their wedding and getting married. So King will be out there for the next couple weeks. So King taking the spot of Corey Graves. It was nice to have King out there because what did AJ say? You know, King is like the king of dad jokes. King said, you know what? I usually keep my calm. Speaking of AJ, I usually keep my calm when it comes to, you know, people talking about me. But when they introduced my family, what did he say? It was something along the lines of four fist or something like that. I mean, it's just dad jokes over and over. I mean, I miss him. He used to do it with the puppies all the time. And, you know, it's something that King wrote before the show, but it doesn't matter. They're still good.
Right. And having him in place of Corey at commentary, he did steer more of the heelish side. So that definitely helped as well.
Yep,
the dynamic. Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan and Naomi with Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks even wearing the glow gear to come out with Naomi. That's a great entrance. You know, it's not Sasha's thing, but while she's tag team champions with Naomi, it'll work. This was kind of it was a hot finish with a lot of false finishes at the end. Naomi getting the reverse into a cover and a pin. I thought there could have been more. And I think Rhea not being there, being in protocol, may have taken a little away from it.
Yeah, hopefully she will be back next week. Hopefully we do get that rematch. And as we just discussed, maybe she does join Edge and Damian Priest. And I know in real life, we've talked about this on the show before too, her and Damian. I think Riddle being really good pals. And I know Riddle's got his thing right now with RK Bro, but that would be cool to see Rhea joining.
Would be. Because, you know, my protocol article that I just had up here, it was the Rhea Ripley that I really started, you know, just digging, was the one that said brutality right across the black T-shirt from her NXT run when she had just won the championship for the first time. That was the Rhea Ripley I really started getting into right there.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley in the ring waiting for the MVP show and the VIP lounge, and it never really happens because Bobby stays in the ring with the fine Corinthian leather couches. I popped for him saying that. You're fine Corinthian leather. Get out of here with that. Bobby looked like he was going to cry. Bobby looked hurt. So either a tremendous acting job or he took it too seriously. I think it was a tremendous acting job. Bobby looked like he had his heart broken by what MVP did to him.
Yeah, as he should. He had P by his side this whole almighty era, and during
by the way, MVP wasn't wrong. You know, when he first found him, MVP was not wrong. He said, look, you were languishing around, because I think that's when he was battling like Hector Garza. I mean, he's just messing around with Hector Garza and Andrade.
Yes, and he did mention something. I'm assuming he's referencing Lano. He said a TikTok, star or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and Theory as well. So, by the way, who lost his first name? He basically got rid of his first name. We'll get to that in a second. But R-Truth and Tozawa are backstage along with Reggie. They're at dual bachelor parties. Absolutely tremendous. Now, granted, again, we could tell that's in the building where they filmed it. It's in Detroit. There had to have been some fine gentlemen's clubs you could have filmed this at, but I think we could have done better.
Well, given it being the 24/7 title, though, and having R-Truth involved, and just the wackiness of what we've been seeing lately, I think it worked fine.
I think it worked fine, too. All right. Austin Theory backstage with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville and says, you know what? Just call me Theory and not Austin, since Austin doesn't suit him. I think this was a missed opportunity. Could have said, you know what? After Mr. McMahon took care of Austin, That's it. Austin's gone anymore. I'm just theory now. He could have played into the Stone Cold Steve Austin thing, I thought.
Yeah.
But he basically lectured or, kind of pined for a United States Championship match and says, you know what? You deserve it. Finn Balor, theory, next week for the U.S. belt. Excuse me, title. Belts hold up pants.
Well, hey, it's been quite a feud between the two of them, and there's been a lot of the selfies. Well, we get another selfie of Finn Balor after a pin for Austin Theory. That's taking place next week.
I think I think Theory wins that belt. I mean, it just Balor hasn't really done much with it. I think it's prime for Theory to take that belt.
Mm.
Okay, well, speaking of somebody that comes in and wants to take something, he wants to take some ID regarding Elias. I mean, Ezekiel. I mean, how about a library card or a driver's license? Confidential. He yells about, dude, a library card is confidential.
I had to think back about having a library card. And because I did have one, but I just had to think back, like,
I had
my
to.
goodness, that's such a
Yeah,
long
I think
time.
I had one too.
Is that still like? It's probably something all digital now.
Right.
I don't know.
We know a librarian. I don't know if you know this. Somebody that was helping the Matthew of Ticket Security is a librarian. We can ask her if the library cards are real.
Oh, let's do that.
All right, we'll have to talk to her. But Kevin Owens still having issues with Elias / Ezekiel. Tommaso Ciampa revealed to be permanently on Raw now. And your thoughts on Ciampa dyeing the beard and staying on Raw?
I think that's great, especially what we saw or what we've been seeing on NXT and at Stand and Deliver. I'm very happy for him. He's been, gosh, in the biz forever, and he is a hometown guy for us here.
He's a Milwaukee guy.
Current Milwaukee resident, yes. So I always got to root for that. I am happy. It's still Tommaso Ciampa, as far as his name and whatnot, and that he was recognized for his accolades.
You know what else happened? He kept his name.
That's why
he's still Tommaso. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. He's still Tommaso. So I love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, Bianca Belair took on Queen Zelina in I can't say it's a squash. Queen Zelina is the queen. She won the Queen of the Ring tournament, but Bianca Belair over her very easily. Sonya Deville congratulated Bianca on her win and then says that she took it upon herself to find the next opponent. It wasn't easy. So, with many viable options, obviously there's big time Becky, Rhea, Carmella, Alexa, Liv, Doudrop, Dana Brooke. Bianca says that she will face the absolute best that Raw has to offer. So Sonya attacks Bianca from behind and hits her with a knee to the face. Sonya says she is her next opponent.
When she was describing who that opponent would be, mentioning gender something barriers and
she's a generational superstar.
Yeah, I figured it out right there. It's her. And with Bianca turning around, I'm like, oh, here we go. Yeah, she got that sneak attack on her, and hey, we know and expected Sonya Deville to make her in-ring return. It's gonna happen. This is great. I'm not sure if she'll be able to overcome Bianca or her first attempt, I guess, at the women's championship. However, I do like that she did reference later to Adam Pearce being back. Like, I am the first WWE official to ever challenge for that, though.
That's right.
Good to know. Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, when the jacket is on, she's an official.
That's right.
Backstage, Dana Brooke and Tamina are having drinks with several other women for the Bachelorette. In come Los Lotharios. They tell Dana and Tamina that they think they could spice it up a little bit as they kiss them for the kiss cam. Nikki ASH distracts him with strippers. Nikki goes for the cover, but Tamina breaks it up. Here comes Truth, Reggie, and Tozawa. Truth said no one loved that 24/7 title more than him. R-Truth shows a certificate of orientation. He asks that all attacks on Dana stop until he marries Tozawa with Tamina and Brooke with Reggie next week. So the wedding's coming next week.
So many funny things about this segment. This is some of the wacky stuff that I just enjoy about WWE. I know some people may argue that, like, no, let's get back to more the wrestling, or this is just too much craziness. But I
too
like
much Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Too Looney Tunes. Yeah. I like the wackness of this, but just because this is the story we've been told regarding the 24/7 title. There's these relationships that have built. There's been some challenges in these relationships, but due to the love in the air, we're seemingly going to get the uniting of both couples next week. But just little
By our
things.
truth.
Yes, that too, which makes me think like, shenanigans again.
Does he get his baby back
I think
next week?
so. But here's also the funny thing with Nikki SH too. Besides her bringing in the strippers, one actually being a ref. I'm sure you love this part too, where Tamina had her on the bar, just sliding her. I don't know. That just made me laugh really hard. I mean, that whole segment was great. Cool seeing a dual bachelorette party on Raw as well. We don't always get that.
Yeah, no. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville's little tension that they've had over a year has coming to a boiling point. Adam Pearce is going to either get her removed as official or probably get her to lose her match. I think removed as official and a full-time competitor is what's coming next. Main event, RK Bro versus the Alpha Academy. Remember, we still haven't seen the Usos yet. So we go through this match. RK Bro wins. And then back from commercial, they're in the ring celebrating, and here comes the Usos. You were at SmackDown Friday night, and Roman Reigns, the head of the table, said, I want you to go to Raw and go get those Raw Tag Team Championships. Well, what ended up happening was that the Usos got a match against the Street Profits, which was an amazing match. Now, at the end, the Profits win the match, not the titles, excuse me. But, little shenanigan, chicanery, if you will. A couple super kicks to Randy Orton's face. I think that it might even be a four-way match. Can you imagine the Usos, RK Bro, Street Profits, and Alpha Academy?
At WrestleMania Backlash?
At Backlash, yep.
Okay. That would be tremendous. We have the tag teams of RK Bro, Alpha Academy, and Street Profits who have had a tremendous program the past couple. Has it been months now? I mean, because it's thinking about like the academic challenge and the title changes between just that realm themselves. But now you bring in the Usos, who, when Street Profits were on SmackDown, had some great matches with the Usos. But now you're bringing in the element of the tag team champions Usos coming in. I think that could lead to a tremendous match at the next pay-per-view. Or if that doesn't happen, if it is just Usos and RK Bro, I think the weeks leading up should be quite interesting, as we're going to see a bit of both tag teams on each other's shows.
Let me ask you a very serious question. So we've unified the men's top titles. The Usos have been sent off by Roman Reigns to unify the tag titles. Are we going down that path? Will Jay and Jimmy unify the tag team titles? And then does Austin Theory maybe go after Ricochet and unify the mid-card titles?
I'm not too sure about the mid-card one right now, but I will say for the tag team titles, why bring that up if it's not going to happen?
Right.
Especially right now with the Bloodline still dominating, still being on top, while RK Bro is by far tremendous tag team, very, very well liked by the crowd. If we're putting them in a program with this and with the presentation of a unification, I definitely seeing it going that way. But will we get to the U.S. Championship, Intercontinental Championship? Perhaps.
I don't know.
But the next question would then be: are we then combining both brands,
the women's,
as far as superstars? Right. Oh, and the women's championships too. Right. Exactly. But if you're going to unify the big titles, and we're already seeing it still, and it's already past the Raw after Mania, past the SmackDown after Mania, and we're still getting a bit of.
Well, maybe this is a story that goes through the summer. I mean, who knows?
Perhaps.
All right. Well, that was Raw from last night. That's the news for the day. Linda, I think that was a crisp and clean. What are we at on time? I think we're really close. I think that was crisp and clean. We had a nice little presentation there. Now, granted, it's 30 minutes, but it was a crisp and clean 30 minutes.
Yes. So fresh and so clean.
All right. Got anything coming up this weekend?
I will be
besides opening days.
No, I'm actually going to be back in the Ville, back at OVW for OVW TV this Thursday night. Be back at the historic Davis Arena. Definitely worth checking out, guys. If you're in the Louisville area.
Like TV, right?
Yes, as well. I was going to say tickets available there. And feel free to use promo code Linda K if you want to discount on tickets for Davis
There you
Arena
go.
if you're going to be in Louisville. Otherwise, of course, you can watch OVW TV live and on the free Fight TV app every Thursday night,
Nice.
7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain. That's a shout out to the Mott's, the Matthew of Ticket Security.
Ticket Security. There you go. The
And 4 p.m.
MOTS.
Not Pacific.
Yeah, well, that's only when he's in Idaho. The MOTS will continue to live on. So for Linda K, the man they call Meathead, hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to the Mott's tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.